The airport terminal buzzed with travelers and noise. Blake Harrison stood frozen near Gate 12 today. His briefcase slipped from his suddenly numb hand. 4 years vanished in a single devastating moment. There she was, walking toward him so slowly. Grace Winters, the woman he'd left behind once. Her cream dress swayed gently with each step. 2 small girls held her hands tightly now. They had blonde pigtails and pink backpacks on. They had his eyes, unmistakably his own eyes. "Grace," he whispered, but sound wouldn't come out. His throat closed completely with overwhelming guilt inside. She hadn't seen him yet in the crowd. He could turn away right now, disappear again, but his feet refused to move at all. Then her eyes found his across the distance. She stopped walking, her face going pale immediately. The little girls looked up at their mother. "Mommy, are you okay?" one child asked softly. Grace took a breath, steadying herself with effort. She bent down to her daughter's eye level. "Girls, wait here with the bags a moment. I'll be back very soon." Her voice was steady, but Blake heard it. He heard the tremor she couldn't quite hide. She walked toward him with deliberate, measured steps. 4 years of hurt showed in her eyes. But something else lived there too, something stronger. It was dignity she'd earned through raising children alone. "Blake," she said quietly when she reached him. Not cold, not warm, just stating a fact. He existed. She acknowledged that simple truth now. "I didn't know," he said, the words pathetic. "Grace, I swear I didn't know about them, about the twins you were carrying back then." Her jaw tightened just slightly, almost invisibly there. "You didn't stay long enough to know anything. You walked away the moment I said pregnant. You said your company came first, always, forever." He closed his eyes against the memory's pain. She was right, completely and devastatingly right today. He chose his board meetings over her love, chosen profit margins over their unborn children's future. "I was wrong," Blake said, his voice breaking. "I was scared and wrong and so foolish. I lost everything that mattered, Grace. I see that now so clearly after years." "You lost nothing," Grace said firm. "You threw it away deliberately and walked off. There's a difference between losing and choosing, Blake. You chose to leave us all behind." The little girls watched from a safe distance. They whispered to each other, curious and uncertain. "Is that man making Mommy sad?" one asked softly. Grace glanced back at her daughters lovingly, protectively. When she turned to Blake again, something shifted. "Their names are Emma and Harper," she said. Her voice was softer now, not for him. "They're 4 years old, healthy and happy. They're my whole world, Blake, my everything now." "They're beautiful," Blake whispered, meaning it with everything. "Just like their mother always was and is." Grace looked at him for a long moment. Years of pain lived in that gaze clearly, but also years of growth, of strength found through raising children alone. "I'm not angry anymore," Grace said finally, gently. "I was for a long time, believe me. But anger takes energy I needed elsewhere instead. I needed it for bedtime stories and scraped knees." Blake felt tears fall down his cheeks freely. "Can I?" he started, then stopped completely. What right did he have to ask anything? But Grace understood what he couldn't quite articulate. "You want to know them," she said simply. "You want to be their father now, somehow." "I don't deserve that chance," Blake admitted honestly. "I know I don't deserve anything from you. From them either. I abandoned you completely, Grace." "You don't deserve it. That's absolutely true here," Grace said. "But maybe they deserve to know their father, if he's changed, if he's ready to stay." Blake's heart hammered against his chest so hard. This was mercy he hadn't earned or expected. Grace was offering him something precious and fragile. "I'll do whatever it takes," he said urgently. "Therapy, supervised visits, anything you want, Grace. I'll prove I've changed completely, I swear it. Just let me try to be their father." Grace studied him with those wise, knowing eyes. "We live in Portland now," she said slowly. "I work as a school counselor there today. The girls go to Riverside Elementary School nearby. We built a life without you, Blake. Remember." "I understand," Blake said, nodding quickly and earnestly. "I just want to know them, Grace, please. Even if it's just letters or calls sometimes." Grace looked back at her daughters one more. Emma was showing Harper something in her backpack. They giggled together, innocent and pure and perfect. "Call me next week," Grace said finally, quietly. She pulled a card from her purse carefully. "We'll talk about what this might look like. But Blake, I need you to understand something. If you do this, you're all in completely." "Anything," Blake said, taking the card so carefully. "No walking away when it gets hard anymore." Her eyes locked onto his with fierce intensity. "These girls deserve a father who stays put, who shows up for soccer games and homework. Can you promise me that kind of commitment?" Blake looked past Grace to the little girls. Emma waved at him suddenly, a shy gesture. Harper hid behind her sister but peeked out. "I promise," Blake said, and he meant it. "I'll show up, Grace. I'll stay this time. They deserve a father who chooses them first." Grace nodded once, accepting his words tentatively now. "Then call me next week, like I said. We'll start slow and careful, one step together." She turned and walked back to her daughters. Blake watched her kneel between the twins, watched her whisper something that made them smile. As they walked toward their gate finally, Emma turned back to look at Blake again. She waved bigger this time, more confident now. Blake waved back with tears still streaming down. Because Grace had taught him something today, finally. Kindness isn't about forgetting hurt or pretending. It's about choosing hope over bitterness always. About believing people can grow and change truly. About giving second chances not because they're earned, but because love makes room for redemption.